guys, today is Friday, July 29th, and welcome to episode 52 of Knits and Stuff. My name is Alicia, and today we will be talking about works in progress, pretty things, local delights, and wibbly wobbly timey-wimey. But first, welcome to those of you that are new, and for those of you that are returning, thanks for coming back. There's a group on Ravelry that you can join if you haven't already. It's called Knits and Stuff Podcast, and there'll be a link in the show notes, which are at knitsandstuff.wordpress.com. So yeah, let's get started. I don't have any finished objects this month, but I do have some significant progress on some knitting. So I've been, I should turn my phone off silent. I have been working on the Campside Cardi by Alicia Plummer, and I have gotten quite a lot done. I did move it. Okay. Pretty sure I did. So I have been knitting away on the back, and as you can see, I cast off on the ribbing at the bottom. And if you can kind of see where that marker is, I think that's where I was last time I showed it to you guys. So I am, done with the back, and I'm ready to pick up for the sleeves. I actually was debating for a really long time about how I wanted to cast off this edging, and I was thinking maybe I want to do a tubular cast off, maybe I want to do Jenny's surprisingly stretchy cast off. I think that's what it is. I always get that and the cast on confused. So and then eventually I just decided I would do the traditional cast off in the stitch pattern. So knit the knits, purl the purls, and cast off normally, because it doesn't need to be too stretchy because it's the bottom of the cardigan as opposed to like a sock or a sleeve cuff, because it's an open sweater as opposed to a closed one. I don't have to fit it around anything, so it doesn't need to be that stretchy, as long as it looks fine with the ribbing, which I think it worked out okay. Hopefully I didn't cast off too tight. I used a crochet hook to cast off to make it a little easier, and in a size larger than what I was knitting the ribbing on. And I think most of it's okay. It might gather in a little bit, but it should be fine. And I'm hoping also that this gets a little bit longer after washing. I think superwash will tend to stretch a little bit because my swatch, I want to say, was longer when, I don't know, although I knit the lengths that the pattern said. So this should be about 16 inches from the sleeve holes, from the underarm, but it feels like when I try it on, it doesn't go as long as what the pictures show, so we'll see how it blocks out later on, but I think it's still a good length even if it's not super long. So yeah, that's the Campside Card. Oh, and I didn't say, but you'll probably see on the bottom, we probably saw already on the bottom, that I'm knitting it out of Miss Babs' Yazwood Skein in the colorway Sycamore, and I will show you. Last time I talked about how I'm playing Yarn Chicken, so this is how much I have left, and it seems like a good amount. So I'm hoping that this will be enough for the sleeve and the ribbing around the rest of the sweater, and hopefully I won't have to worry about running out of yarn because I don't know what I'm going to do. Although I was listening to the Knit More Girls the other day, and Jasmine was talking about how the way she knits sweaters is that when she divides for the sleeves, I guess knitting top-down sweaters, when she divides for the sleeves, she'll actually put the body on stitch holders and knit the sleeves first, which has multiple benefits because not only are you knitting the sleeves in the round so that you don't have to worry about twisting the whole sweater around when you're knitting it in the round. And also, if you run out of yarn, I guess you're on the body as opposed to the sleeves. I don't know if that's good or bad, but you can, I guess it's better if you have a lot of yarn, you can kind of knit to as long as you want to knit the body for. If you want to use up all the yarn and keep going, then that's the thing too. But I guess if you have a border ribbing, that doesn't really change anything. But yeah, but I like the idea of knitting the sleeves first. So if I had realized that before, I probably would have done that first. So, but that's okay. I'll just have to deal with turning my whole sweater around every time I knit around on the sleeves. So I just have the sleeves left and then the end ribbing, and I will be done with the cardigan. So it's coming along. I guess I'm aiming for fall. I know I still have that other cardigan, if you've been watching for a while, by Alana Dakos. It's the something leaves cardigan, I think. Twigs and Willows. I was close. Twigs and Willows cardigan. Which is pretty much finished. I just need to put the buttons on, and I haven't done that yet. So maybe sometime after I'm done with this one, I'll find the grosgrain ribbon that I want to use and sew some buttons on. But yeah, it's that finding the ribbon and getting my, well, I guess I don't necessarily need to get my sewing machine out, but trying to hand sew it all is holding me back, I guess. But with this, since it doesn't have any buttons, I thought I turned my sound off. I guess I didn't. With this one, since it doesn't have any buttons, it should be pretty easy to finish because it's just knitting and sewing in ends. So that's the cardigan. And then I also have some other knitting, which you haven't seen in a while. But I've been working, and also, this is an Needle Runs Through It project bag. It's a large box bag, I think, sweater bag. So, yes. And then this in my Doctor Who Silver Shed triangle bag. There is the English Embroidery Cowl by Miss Lena. I'm knitting this out of the Uncommon Thread BFL Light DK in the colorway Spumoni. It's basically a light pink with some speckles. And I don't have a progress marker on this one, so I think I've probably done about like half of what is on here recently. So I brought this with me to San Diego for Comic-Con and was knitting on this on the plane and while we were in line, so I got a good amount done. And this is how much I have left. I don't know how long I want to knit this for, because I think I'm getting close to what the pattern calls for the end of this, but I want to keep going. I kind of want to use up all of this, but I think that's going to be too long of a cowl. So I'll probably go for a little bit longer, and then yeah, and then we'll see how long I can make it. So, yeah, that's the cowl, and I've been I can't remember if this is a free pattern or not. I'll have to look that up. But I've been doing the stitch pattern that's in here. I'm using a crochet hook actually, because you have to dig a couple stitches lower to get that longer stitch in there, and it really helps to use a crochet hook for that. So if any of you knit this pattern, might want to keep a crochet hook handy for that second stitch on the long stitch. I forget what she calls it. You have to look at the pattern again. But yeah, so that is my second works in progress. And then I have some spinning, which is on my Ladybug. So what I'll probably do is take a quick video of it and cut to it somewhere here, and then we'll come back after that video. So here is my spinning. This is Hobbledehoy Polworth and Silk in the colorway with Timey Wimey. And this is just the first set of 4 ounces that I have. And I'm going to be spinning up the other 4 ounces and then making a 2-ply out of them. But I have a little more left. You can see. Sorry, I should give you a warning that they're moving the camera around. So, yeah, that's how much I have left of the first braid, and then moving it back, not as fast, and then I can start spinning the second one. And like I said, it's on my ladybug. I'm trying not to spin it too thin, but I'm just kind of letting it do whatever it would like. And yeah, I'm excited. There's some nice colors in there. So yeah, that's my spinning. Okay, so after seeing that spinning, that's all my works in progress. So that brings us to Pretty Things, and there's going to be a lot of things in this episode, and probably the next one too, because I'll be talking about Comic-Con later, and I might show off some of my other stuff that I bought at the next episode. But this week for Pretty Things, it's still fiber craft related. I got the Star Wars crochet book / kit. It has 12 patterns of Star Wars characters, and you can see some of them on the bottom. And the others on the top. And I actually haven't opened this up yet because I bought it right before going to Comic-Con, and we've been so busy preparing for it that I haven't got a chance to really look through it yet. But it was on sale at Target, and so I picked it up. And one of our friends really likes Boba Fett, so I wanted to make him that Boba Fett, and then it would just be fun to have all of those little Star Wars characters around. And it looks like the kit comes with enough yarn to make Yoda and a Stormtrooper, and then everything else you have to go out and get yourself. Which isn't a problem because I still have a bunch of Red Heart from all the amigurumi I was trying to make before. My boyfriend really likes Pokemon, so I bought a bunch of Red Heart to make him some amigurumi Pokemon, so I still have some stuff of that. Also, I really like Chewbacca. I like how he's furry, and I wonder if they felted him a little bit, or if it's just the yarn. Kind of looks a little felted. I don't know. We'll have to read it and find out. So that is my Pretty Things. Star Wars crochet. I thought it had I'll have to put the author. Wait. Oh, there we go. Star Wars Crochet by Lucy Collin. And yeah, I'm excited to start making stuff from here. So that is my Pretty Things, and that would bring us to Local Delights, which, oh my goodness, we just got back from San Diego Comic-Con. It's the biggest comic convention, well, that's a little misleading because it's not just comics, but the biggest convention in the world, maybe, with 130,000 attendees. They take up all of downtown, basically. They have the convention center in San Diego, and then they have some neighboring hotels. And I've talked about this before, if you have been watching. But yeah, so they have a bunch of panels and an exhibition hall, and vendors set up there where you can go buy exclusives or just buy some fun things related to any sort of fandom that you can think of. So of course I got a bunch of Doctor Who stuff, but unfortunately Doctor Who did not have a panel there this year, and I think it was because they were filming. But I didn't actually see, normally they announce when they're not going to have a panel, and I didn't see an announcement this year. So I don't know if I just missed it, or if they've just been so busy that they haven't announced anything. So, but I think they're having a Christmas special this year at least, so that's some Doctor Who to look forward to. But so we were there for we were at Comic-Con for Thursday, Friday, and Sunday. We had official badges to get in, and then Saturday we didn't have a badge, but we went to some of the off-site things in the area, mostly Game of Thrones. But Thursday was our shopping day, or one of our shopping days. Sunday was the other one. And Thursday we got a bunch of things, some of which I'll show you in a minute. And yeah, and then we stayed at a hotel that was too far away. So, but they still had a free shuttle, so we went back and forth to the hotel a little bit. Thursday, where did we have? Oh, we had to. Our hotel was. Oh, that was Wednesday night. So our hotel was close to the mall in San Diego, close to Fashion Valley, but not close enough that you could comfortably walk to it, because you had to cross the freeway and some really busy streets. But we did walk the first night, and we went to a burger place that I can't remember the name of right now. I don't remember. I'm gonna have to look it up. I'll put a note somewhere, probably like over here. So, but I went to a burger place where you actually could order on an iPad at your table if you chose not to interact with the server. But you could. They had a lot of like custom build your own burger or your own milkshake or your own salad, maybe. So you could go through the iPad and like pick out the ingredients that you want and then like slide them over to your burger. So that was kind of neat. And yeah, so we did that for dinner. And then Thursday, I can't remember what we had for dinner on Thursday. I know we had hotel food for breakfast. And then lunch, we probably had a late lunch and we probably had a late dinner. Oh, that's what we did for dinner on Thursday. We got delivery food through Uber Eats. Is that right? I think that's right, yeah. So Uber started their own food delivery service, and they were doing a promotion with the San Diego unofficial blog to have a discount off your first order. So we did that, and we got a Thai restaurant, some Thai food from a Thai restaurant, and that was pretty good, I think. I'll have to look up what restaurant we got it from, and put it in the show notes, because that wasn't too bad. And it was nice not to have to go out of the hotel after walking around the convention floor all day. It was a good break, and I think we just had like Cliff Bars and stuff for lunch. I don't know. We had a late lunch, and I'm not sure what we ate. It was all such a blur. I can remember what we ate on the other days though. So Friday, that was our panel day. So we stood in line Thursday night to get into the biggest hall where they can fit like 6,400-ish people, and they hand out wristbands the night before, and if you get a wristband you can come back the next morning and fall in line at the end of the wristband section, so you're essentially guaranteed a spot in the hall as long as you have a wristband. So that's what we did. We got back late Thursday night and then got our dinner, and then Friday morning we went into Hall H and spent all day there or most of the morning there, watching the Con Man panel. So if you guys have heard of Con Man, it's a web series where I actually haven't watched that many episodes of it, but it's by Alan Tudyk and Nathan Fillion's in it, but it's mainly by Alan Tudyk, and he was Wash on Firefly, and it's about his adventures through conventions. So they had a panel there with a lot of the cast from the show, and then there was a Fear the Walking Dead panel and a Walking Dead panel, and we don't watch either show, but they were interesting to sit there, I guess. And then after that was Game of Thrones, and then yeah, so we saw some of the actors on the panel, and then 2 producers, and then one of the directors who did the last 2 episodes of Game of Thrones, where I guess if you haven't seen them yet, I don't want to spoil anything. But they were big episodes, so it was a good person to have there, because a lot of people had questions for him or really liked those episodes, so they talked about that a little bit. They showed a blooper reel in that panel, but otherwise it wasn't too exciting. The moderator wasn't very good for the Game of Thrones panel, which was too bad, but it was still nice to see them there. And then, I'm sorry if you hear the beeping in the background. I think there's an AT&T truck like outside that keeps reversing, and I think that's what that beeping is. So yeah, so that was Friday. That was Friday. And then Friday after the panel, we got out at like 3-ish. No, yes, 3:15. We met up with some of our friends that were there. They were waiting for an autograph, because they have autographs at Comic-Con too, where you can wait in line to see your favorite author or actor, and then get autographs. And that's in a separate area of the convention center. And then, so after they got their autographs, we went to another friend's place who was staying at this really nice Airbnb where they had a barbecue and a pool and this like tiki theme to it. And we got some Korean marinated meat from the market, from a Korean market in San Diego. We had our own Korean barbecue. It was really good. So we did that for dinner on Friday. We also got some boba from a place in San Diego too, which I will put in the show notes, because it was pretty good. And if you check in there too, I think you get like a free upgrade from a medium to a large size. So yeah, anyway, so that was on Friday. And then Saturday is when we didn't have badges, so we did the off-site stuff. So we went to the Game of Thrones experience, and that was the Hall of Faces, and then you got to sit on the throne and take a picture with I should put those, I haven't uploaded my pictures yet. So you got to take a picture with Arya's sword called Needle, and yeah, that was pretty much in the Hall of Faces. You got to take a picture of your face, and then your face would go up in the Hall of Faces, and that was kind of cool. And you get to see your face like on their modeled Hall of Faces in the thing. But it was actually a lot smaller than the Game of Thrones experience was last year and the year before. So it only took like a half hour to go through everything, and we actually waited there at 6:30 in the morning because we saw how long the lines were the previous days, and they didn't open till 11, so we knew if we didn't get in line early in the morning, we would be waiting like the whole day there. So we were one of the first groups that got in, and you got a free bobblehead for the first 500 people, and then a free poster after that for the next 500. And yeah, so we got out at like 11:30, 11:15-ish, because they opened a little bit early and let everyone in. So yeah, that was pretty short. And then we ended up meeting up with some friends again, got lunch at a place called Analog in the Gaslamp area, and it was fine. The food wasn't bad. The fries were really good. And they had like games set up at each table, which I don't know if that's a normal thing or if they just had that for Comic-Con. But they were like Connect 4 and Battle Bots, the robot fighting like plastic toy that they're, yeah, I should know what that's called, but I don't. So yeah, so that was an Analog. And then in the afternoon, I think we went to Nerd HQ. Or was that the day before? That might have been the day before. And we got, maybe that was that day. So Nerd HQ was basically where Xbox was set up. this year. They had a bunch of games you could test out, and we played Recore, which is a new game coming out on Xbox. I think later this year, maybe, if not next year. And then, yeah, it was kind of a nice lounge. I would have liked to spend a little more time there. We didn't get to spend too much time. Because we did that before lunch. I think that's what happened. Yeah. So we did that before lunch. And then we went to the Nintendo lounge after lunch, but it wasn't too exciting. Well, it was pretty crazy in the Nintendo lounge. And then you could go around to each area and play a game and collect collect tickets or something, where you basically check off that you've done each station, and then I think you get a shirt at the end. But it was so crowded there that we didn't end up doing that. Yeah, and then that afterwards, yeah, we just went back to the hotel, and then we went to, I picked up some food from a Mexican restaurant, which I'll also have to look at the name, and brought it to some other friends that were waiting in line for wristbands on Sunday, for Sunday panels. So we could have went to see the Sherlock panel, but by then we were too tired of panels on Sunday to watch anything. So we went around and did some more shopping on the floor, and then and that was pretty much it. And we picked up, they had a goodie bag from Game of Thrones panel that we picked up. Also wasn't as exciting as it was in previous years, but yeah, that was after Sunday, more shopping, and then we head back to the hotel, and then took Amtrak up to LA, and then flew back home. So that was all of Comic-Con. Yeah, so if you ever get a chance, tickets are really hard to get for Comic-Con, but even if you don't get tickets, there's so much stuff to do outside of the convention area. If you're interested in anything that they would have there, like they had a South Park 20 season celebration area, and that was off-site. They had a Nickelodeon, I don't even know where it was, but they had some Nickelodeon like 90s cartoons and shows area, and they had, I think, like a Double Dare obstacle course, and then the Nerdist and Geek and Sundry put together Carnival, which is at Petco Park usually, I think, and that's also, you don't need a badge, but I don't think you need to pay for that one either. So that one and Nerd HQ, none of these I think you need to pay for, but there are some other things where, like, Conan O'Brien films some shows that you can get tickets for. If you want to go to Nerd HQ panels, you have to pay for those. What else did they have? Suicide Squad did a thing, but I don't know what it was. I heard the lines were really long and it wasn't really worth the wait. But usually any of the big presences there sometimes have off-site stuff. So yeah, if you are interested in any of that at all, you should check it out. It's always a fun time, even just to people watch and see everyone dressed up. So that is Local Delight. Sorry, that was like 15 minutes of Comic-Con. But hopefully, I don't know, it's interesting to some people. So last but not least is Wibbly Wobbly Timey-Wimey, and I just wanted to show some of the Doctor Who things that I got recently, and I'll have some more next episode, which will probably be in a month. I'm going to look at my schedule. I think so. Yeah. Because that'll be right before we leave. Unless I end up doing 2 more episodes before I go on vacation. But these are some Funko Pop keychains of Doctor Who characters. So we have the 4th Doctor, an adipose from the newer series, and then the 10th Doctor. And they are adorable little keychains that I almost don't want to use because I don't want to get them all scratched up. But they're, like, I really like, even though I haven't watched any of the classic series yet, I really like the 4th Doctor's figure because he has his scarf and the hat, and there's a lot of cute details in it. And then of course I had to get the 10th Doctor, and I love his hair. So those are some goodies. I actually picked these up from Barnes & Noble, and they were on sale. So if you like these at all, you should go to your local Barnes & Noble and see if they have them, because they were getting rid of all of them. They also had these at Comic-Con too, at the BBC shop, but I didn't feel like I needed any more, so I didn't get them. And then at Comic-Con, I got some Funko Pop figures. And are they figures? Yeah, they're vinyl figures. Sometimes they're bobbleheads. So I got Rose Tyler from new Doctor Who, from seasons, gosh, like the first couple seasons, and then another one later on. And then I got Jack Harkness. And yeah, and these are not exclusive to the convention, but they were there, and I figured why not grab them while I can. So, and then you can see from this series the different figures that you can get, and I have some other Doctor Who ones too. And I wish that I didn't realize that there's a regular Jack Harkness, but there's also a Jack Harkness with a vortex manipulator, and yeah, that would have been a good one to get, but that's okay. So that is Wibbly Wobbly Timey Wimey, and that is all I have for you. Hopefully this week wasn't too long, but yeah. I will be back in a month, maybe, unless I get a lot of knitting progress done that I might do 2 episodes. I'll be on vacation in September, so yeah, I'll try and get one out at least before then, and then if not 2 out, and then one after. I'm not gonna be gone that long, so it'll either be monthly or I don't know. I'll keep it updated on the Ravelry group. And on Ravelry, I am Eliana Knits. Social media stuff, Unperfect529, Twitter, Instagram, everywhere else basically. And show notes again are at knitsandstuff.wordpress.com. And that's all I have. So thank you guys for watching, and see you next time. Bye.